Hello everyone. Couple of days before we have completed the topic chemical thermodynamics. In this video we are going to discuss about electrochemistry. Electrochemistry, it is the branch of physical chemistry and it deals with the relation between electrical and chemical energy. It also deals with the study of design and operation of electrochemical cells. Designing, that is forming the electrochemical cells, and operation, that is the working of the electrochemical cells. So it deals with the study of design and operation of electrochemical cells. The electrochemical cells are of two types, which are called as the electrolytic cells, that are also called primary cells, galvanic cells, that are also called as secondary cells. So study of this, that is the relation between electrical and chemical energy, and study of design and operation of electrochemical cells. This branch of physical chemistry is called as the electrochemistry. It makes possible the manufacture of essential chemicals such as NaOH and fluorine. So some chemicals are obtained with the help of the electrochemical cells such as NaOH and fluorine. These are the essential chemicals obtained by using the electrochemical cells, or electrochemical processes used in the manufacture of these substances. Electro-refining, that is refining of the metals by using electrochemical processes. Electroplating, that is coating of one metal or the other, is given electrochemically. So these are the electrochemical processes. To know these processes in detail, we need to study the electrochemistry chapter in detail. As we are studying the electrochemistry topic, it involves the interconversion of electrical and chemical energy. So we must understand the conductors. The substances which allows flow of electricity through them are called conductors. Any substance which allows the flow of electricity through it is called as the conductor. Conductors are of two types: metallic, they are also called as the electronic conductors; ionic, they are also called as the electrolytic conductors. So metallic conductors are the conductors which conducts electricity by free electrons in the valence shell. We know that metals are electropositive, they loses valence electrons, and that free valence electrons are able to carry current from one end to other. So these are called as the metallic conductors. They are also called as the electronic conductors because the valence electron conducts the electricity. Ionic conductors, they are also called as electrolytic conductors. The substances which conduct electricity by ions, that ions are cations and anions in an electrolyte, is called ionic or electrolytic conductors. We know that electrolytes furnishes ions in the solution. Electrolytes furnishes ions in the solutions, and that ions are able to carry current from one end to other end. So these are also called as the ionic conductors. Electrolytic conductors are ionic conductors. Electrolytic conductors, electrolytes, and electrolytes produces ions, and these ions carry current. So these are called as the ionic conductors. Now some basic terms we must understand in order to study this topic in detail. To ensure the complete understanding, there is need of such basic terms. Electrical resistance of solution. According to Ohm's law, the electrical resistance, which is denoted by R, the electrical resistance R of a conductor is equal to the electric potential difference divided by the electric current I. Electrical resistance of a conductor is equal to the electric potential difference V divided by electric current I. So electric potential difference is denoted by V and current is denoted by I. So resistance is equal to V divided by I. The SI unit of potential is volt. We take always SI unit. So SI unit of potential is volt and that current is ampere. So the unit of resistance becomes V divided by ampere, that is V per ampere, and V per ampere, that is volt per ampere, is called as the ohm, which is indicated by the symbol omega. So 1 ohm is equal to potential difference divided by current in ampere. So ohm is equal to V per ampere. Electrical conductance of a solution is reciprocal of resistance. Electrical conductance is reciprocal of resistance. That is, electrical conductance is denoted by G. So as it is reciprocal of resistance, it becomes G is equal to 1 by R. The SI unit of G is Siemens, denoted by capital S, and which is equal to per ohm, because the unit of R is ohm. So unit of conductance will be per ohm, and per ohm is called as Siemens. Therefore we can write 1 Siemens is equal to per ohm, and ohm is nothing but the ampere per volt, and as ampere is equal to coulomb per second, we can put the value of ampere as coulomb per second, and per volt remains as it is. So it becomes coulomb per volt per second, as ampere is equal to coulomb per second, because coulomb is equal to ampere second. Coulomb is the product of ampere second. So coulomb, it is the unit of electricity. Coulomb is the unit of electricity related to current strength in ampere and time in second. So 1 coulomb is equal to 1 ampere for 1 second is called as the coulomb. It is the unit of electricity. So A is equal to coulomb per second. If we put the value of A in this equation, we will get coulomb per volt per second. So we can say 1 Siemens is equal to 1 coulomb per volt per second. Resistivity is the electrical resistance of a conductor is proportional to the length and inversely proportional to cross sectional area A. That is, resistance is directly proportional to length of the conductor and inversely proportional to area of cross section of the conductor. So the proportionality constant is taken here, and the proportionality constant is rho. So resistance is equal to rho into L by A, where rho is the proportionality constant and is called as resistivity. So rho is here resistivity of the conductor. The resistance of conductor of unit length and unit cross sectional area is called as the resistivity. Resistance of the conductor of unit length and unit area of cross section is called as resistivity. It means when L is equal to 1 centimeter, suppose A is equal to 1 centimeter square unit length and unit area of cross section, then R is equal to rho. Means rho is the resistivity. Resistivity is the resistance of the conductor which is unit length, which is having the unit length and unit area of cross section. So resistivity is nothing but the resistance of the conductor which has unit length and unit cross section area. Conductivity K can be defined from the conductance, as we know that conductance is reciprocal of resistance, and R is directly proportional to the length and inversely proportional to the cross sectional area, it therefore follows that G is directly proportional and inversely proportional to the length. It is directly, as G is equal to 1 by R, so R is directly proportional to the length and inversely proportional to the area of cross section. So G is directly proportional to A and inversely proportional to the length of the conductor, because G is reciprocal of R. So in this way it can be written, and the proportionality constant is taken as a K when A is equal to suppose 1 centimeter square unit area of cross section, and L is equal to 1 centimeter unit length, then G will be equal to K. K is the conductivity. Conductivity is the conductance of the conductor. It is the conductance of the conductor having 1 unit length or having unit length and unit area of cross section. So the proportionality constant K is called as the conductivity if the length and cross sectional area of the conductor are unity. Thus, conductivity is the electrical conductance of a conductor. It is nothing but the electrical conductance G of a conductor of unit length and unit area of cross section. In other words, the conductivity is the electrical conductance of unit cube of material. It is the electrical conductance of unit cube of material. Length is 1 centimeter square, area of cross section is length is 1 centimeter, area of cross section is 1 centimeter square, means unit cube of material. The conductivity of a solution of an electrolyte is the electrical conductance of unit volume of solution. Electrical conductance of unit volume of solution is called as the conductivity of a solution. Conductivity of a solution of an electrolyte. Conductivity of a solution of an electrolyte is the conductance of unit volume of solution. So K is equal to G into L by A, and G is 1 by R into L by A. The combination of above two equations shows that K is equal to 1 by rho. K is equal to 1 by rho. Units of electrolytic conductivity K. Length is expressed in meter in SI unit and common unit of it is centimeter. Area SI unit is meter square, common unit is centimeter square. Resistance is expressed in ohm in SI unit, common unit is also ohm. So the conductivity unit will become per ohm per meter. Per ohm is also called as Siemens, so per meter. Siemens per meter. And common unit will be per ohm per centimeter. Per ohm is also called as the Siemens per centimeter, also you can write. So this is the SI unit. Siemens per meter or per ohm per meter is the SI unit, and this is the common unit, that is Siemens per centimeter or per ohm per centimeter. Now the another basic term we need to understand electrochemistry is molar conductivity. The electrolytic conductivity is not suitable for comparing conductivities of different solutions. K, electrical conductivity K is not suitable for comparing the conductivities of different solutions, because the conductivity of a solution depends on number of ions present in unit volume of solution. because the conductance of unit volume of solution is nothing but the conductivity. So it depends on the number of ions present in the unit volume of solution. The solution of higher concentration contains more ions and hence it exhibits higher conductivity than the solution of lower concentrations because it contains less number of ions in unit volume of solution. To compare the conductivities of different solutions, they must have same concentrations. To compare the conductivities of different solutions, they must have same concentrations. So, molar conductivity term is introduced in 1880 by the German physicist F.W.G. Kohlers. This is the term molar conductivity denoted by lambda. This is the capital lambda. So the molar conductivity of an electrolytic solution is the electrolytic conductivity. Molar conductivity of an electrolytic solution is the electrolytic conductivity K divided by its molar concentration C. So lambda is equal to K divided by C. This is the mathematical relation. The SI unit of K are Siemens per meter and that of concentration are moles per meter cube. Hence, the SI units of lambda are Siemens meter square per mole. Siemens meter square per mole. Common units employed for molar conductivity are per ohm means Siemens, centimeter square per mole. As we know that K is expressed in Siemens per meter and concentration in moles per meter cube. So from this one gets cancelled and it becomes Siemens. This here 2 is left here. So Siemens meter square. When it goes to denominator it becomes meter square and per mole it remains as it is. So Siemens meter square per mole is the SI unit of molar conductivity. Here we will compare the electrical conductivity and molar conductivity. In this vessel, suppose I have taken a solution. Now in this vessel, this one is the unit volume of solution. Suppose in this cube, unit volume of solution is there. Unit volume of solution is there. Unit volume of solution. Whatever the ions are there in this unit volume of solution, that conducts electricity, and the conduction of the electricity by these ions in the unit volume of solution is called as electrical conductivity. If the solution is concentrated, then the number of ions in this unit volume of solution will be more. If C is more, electrical conductivity will be more because the number of ions in this unit volume of solution will be more as the concentration is more. If the concentration is less, the number of ions in this unit volume of solution will be less because the concentration is less. So the electrical conductivity will be less. So electrical conductivity is not the suitable one to compare the conductances of the solution. So molar conductivity is introduced. Now molar conductivity is the conductance of the solution containing 1 mole of the electrolyte. This is the solution which contains 1 mole of the electrolyte. Here this total solution contains 1 mole of the electrolyte dissolved in it. 1 mole of the electrolyte dissolved in it. 1 mole. And the conductance of this solution is called as the molar conductivity. Now in the molar conductivity, this is the suitable one because suppose this is the solution A, this is the solution B, this is the solution C, and in each one 1 mole is there. 1 mole is dissolved. 1 mole of C is dissolved. 1 mole of C. Now here the number of ions of the concentration of these ions is same because here 1 mole, 1 mole, 1 mole. So the number of particles will be same. 1 mole particle, 1 mole particle, 1 mole particle. So this is suitable to compare the conductances of the solution. So to compare the conductances of the solution, molar conductivity is used instead of the electrolytic conductivity. This is not suitable because electrolytic conductivity is the conductance of unit volume of solution. Unit volume of solution. And in this unit volume of solution, the number of ions differs in the concentrated and dilute solution. In the concentrated, more ions will be there, and in the dilute, less ions will be there. So electrical conductance will be less or more. So this is not suitable. So molar conductivity is used to compare the conductances of the solution. Now here some questions are given. So write the answers of these questions in your notebook. See, these MCQs are also given. Answer these questions. In the next video, we will study its further part. Thank you.